Yes, indeed, we are back. We are Nick and Knarf, two brothers in Tucson, bringing you music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, both ways. And today we are going to be doing a beautiful, wonderful, outstanding, iconic, like Frank always says, icon group of the 70s, actually, huh?
They've been around for a long time, started in the early 60s, and they broke up a couple of times, but they were active all the way through the early 2000s. It is the iconic 10 Years After.
After what?
Oh, I found that out. I'm going to fill you in on all this good stuff.
Cool.
Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about 10 Years After. If you haven't heard of them, I know most of you have. They were formed in early 1962 in England.
Wow.
With the nucleus of the band, which pretty much stayed intact, even through a number of breakups and stuff. It's the great guitarist Alvin Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Leo Lyons, Chick Churchill, and Rick Lee. That's the four of the guys, formed in 1962.
62?
They were originally called the Jaybirds. Dig that. And then in 1966, they changed their name to 10 Years After. Now, here's what I read on Wikipedia. The reason they named themselves 10 Years After, because they were formed 10 years after Elvis Presley's big breakthrough debut in 1956. So supposedly it was to honor Elvis Presley.
Really?
So if you're ever wondering what they were 10 years after, they were 10 years after Elvis Presley.
Do you guys buy that? I don't think I'd buy that.
They have another excuse that someone saw a documentary called Something 10 Years After, but they claim that this is where the name came from.
Wow.
But either way, it's a cool name, and everybody was always trying to figure out what it was.
It is a great
But
name.
anyway, formed in 1962. Dig the guys. I mean, these guys went from 1962, broke up in the mid-70s, reformed in the early 80s, broke up again, reformed in the late 80s, and stayed together till 2003 when Alvin Lee died. Anyway, they made 12 studio albums, 10 live albums, 13 compilations, had 27 singles.
That many?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. They were really one of these under-the-radar big acts of rock and roll that just kept on going. Obviously, their big breakthrough was in 1969 when they performed at Woodstock with the classic version of Going Home, the 9-minute-long song from Woodstock, which was just iconic for them. Iconic. But anyway, after they broke up in 78 or something like that, Alvin Lee went with another band called 10 Years Later. So he went with a different group while the other group was trying to get together again. They had deformations and reformations.
In what year was that?
That was 1974. That's when he formed that 10 Years Later. But basically the band, Alvin Lee was with the band from 66 to 74, 1983, and 88 to 2003.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Whittier earthquake happened in 1984, so it was 10 years before the Whittier earthquake.
Yeah, you mean.
It was, because I was there.
10 Years After is one of these yeoman British blues rock bands that just kept finding a following, never was really big. Even their biggest hit never really rose really high, which is one of the songs we're playing today for you. But they were always had a big following, especially a lot of FM radio following, because they really were traditional blues rockers, you know? Anyway, we know you're going to enjoy what you hear, and if you like what you're going to hear, we'd like to first of all invite you, if you have not, please subscribe, like, and share. Hit the notification bell, hit the like icon for us.
Now, I don't know when Frank's going to post this onto YouTube, but what's more important is we just want to rub it in that the Dodgers won the World Series.
That's right, last night.
Yes.
Go Dodgers! Yeah, right.
And I actually feel sorry for the Yankee fans after that miserable game that they played last night after leading 5-0. Sorry.
We don't want to rub it in, but Dodgers ruled. Yay!
Yes.
Anyway, that was a great game. Nick and I saw it together. It was a lot of fun.
Oh.
But anyway, okay, we're going to kick into two songs here from 10 Years After, and we're going to start with the song, one of the songs that was a hit in the U.S. It only rose like number 98, but it's off of their 1970 album, Cricklewood Green. You can see the logo over my shoulder. It's a tasty blues tune. And it is from 10 Years After's album. Again, this one, you're going to probably recognize it because it was a minor hit back in 1970. So here it is.
1970?
Yep. Here it is from Cricklewood Green, Love Like a Man.
Oh, yeah. Look forward to it. I like his voice.
Yeah, elderly.
Nice.
Late Night Blues. nice guitar work, boy.
That's my favorite part right there.
I think you know when you fly so dark, all systems go.
So what do you think, Nikki?
Okay, I got a few things. I wish his guitar was a little bit more out in front. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, kind of do. I'm surprised it was kind of put in the background a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know?
Secondly, I think I could have seen a harmonica in there in some places, and maybe even a sax. I know that sounds weird. I kept even waiting for a horn. I forgot this song, and then I remember what I loved about this song is the bass. I just love the bass in this song.
That's such a tasty lick.
I haven't heard it in a long time, man.
Yeah, this was a minor hit. I mean, like I said, it only rose to number 98, but it's unmistakable. The guitar work of Alvin Lee is unmistakable. You can hear that unique sound of Alvin Lee.
He does have a signature sound. I'm just surprised he was kind of far back on this one.
Yeah, well, this is, let's face it, this is 1970,
Yep.
and you're talking about the purest of, blues rock
I
things,
had
type
this
combos.
cassette or 8-track.
Cricklewood Green?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did
yeah.
have it.
But, it remind me a little bit like Humble Pie and bands like that, who
Yeah.
were really raw, foundational.
That's a good one.
blues.
Humble
Even
Pie's
early
a good
Jethro
one.
Tull.
Yeah.
Early Jethro Tull, Bloodwind Pig, those British bands that were just playing, they were even early Fleetwood Mac. This sounds like a lot of
Yes,
early
that did. I
Fleetwood
thought of
Mac.
them during this song. You're right.
But tasty. Go ahead, Nick.
No, another group. I was thinking of Starship. I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
Just without the, a little bit the better vocals, I think, and some of their, this one could have been mixed a little bit better. But
some of them
good,
early
though.
on.
You could hear everything, so I can't complain. I don't know what it was. Seemed like the quality could have been a little bit better, but
Yeah.
Alvin Lee is just so good.
Yeah, if you listen to the rest of the album, some of the songs do sound underproduced, not as good as they could be. But this Cricklewood Green was a pretty big album. In fact, I first heard it when my buddy John, Tex-Mex John, hey, doing John, when you bought it, we used to listen to it in your Roadrunner. You bought Cricklewood Green. It was such a great, especially after we saw Alvin Lee at Woodstock. That's what triggered it.
Actually, I think after John bought this is what made me go out and buy it.
It's such a great album. I've got, 3 or 4 10 years after. My other favorite is Stonehenge. This one here, Stonehenge, fantastic album. And then I've got some of the early stuff there too. But Cricklewood Green is excellent, and it's got great stuff. Now, we are going to jump. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave us your comments. What did you think of Love Like a Man? Leave us your comments. Okay, now we're going to go to their biggest hit ever recorded for the United States and in the UK. It's from the 1971 album A Space in Time. And it's everyone's well known. If you pick one song other than Going Home, everybody knows this one. So here it is from 1971, 10 years after, with I'd Love to Change the World.
The production on it. So good. What year?
71. So it was the year after the other album.
Isn't that something?
Everywhere is freaks
See the
and
crispness?
terrorists, dykes and ferries. Tell me where is sanity? Tax the rich, feed the poor. Tell there are no rich no more.
I love that part.
Population keeps on breeding, nation bleeding, still more feeding economy. Life is funny, skies are sunny, bees make honey, who needs money? No, no.
Bees make honey. Beautiful.
Oh yeah! Well, pollution is no solution. Institution, electrocution, spread wide, rich and poor. Never does stop the war.
So good. Ian Anderson played that for Okay, I'm with you now on Jethro Tull. This one here, if they added some flute and some crazy maybe organ, keyboard, but
There was some piano in the background.
So
I heard-
mixed.
I
This
heard
was
piano.
yes, this one was so mixed, so much better.
Oh, God, yes. The
that was
production
such
on
a-
this is really
and the
good.
tempo changes are
Oh,
so good.
The layering really makes this song multidimensional. I mean, more than just a straight old line song. You hear that guitar work
Yes.
coming in, the great takeoff, the piano kind of accentuating. You don't basically really notice the piano very much
No.
because you're hearing the guitar.
And the drummer was still out there front.
Yeah.
I guess Alvin liked hearing that drummer, man, out in front.
You could
know?
see why this was their biggest song. Just
Oh.
Rose to number 40 in the U.S., which isn't
Just
super high.
40?
Yeah, can you believe it? But boy, I tell you, it's such a quality rock song.
It is.
You know, it reminds me of the other song a lot. There were a couple of songs around the same time, like "I Got a Line on You" by Spirit,
Wow.
which was like a kind of a similar song that got a hit. You know, but he found a mainstream. This is much different for other 10 Years After. 10 Years After really does blues. They're about blues and blues rock. So this was a big departure for 10 Years After, but boy, did it score big. And it was kind of a product of the time when people were worried about the world and, you know, problems. We were starting to think about it after the war. Vietnam was winding down and, you know, things were going on. So it was one of those real social conscious songs that started finding its way into the surf. Another song by Spirit is Nature's Way that came out around that time too, which really, maybe a year or two later. But another one of these songs by a band who you wouldn't think does that kind of song. But boy, this song is so tasty.
Just tasty. Man, I can't say much more than that. I love the tempo change. His guitar's sickly good. You can hear the bass real well, but that drum, he really wants that drum out front.
Alvin Lee is one of the, I think he's listed the top. I didn't see if he was listed the top 100 guitars of all time, but he is definitely in there somewhere because he is amazing.
I got him in top 25. He's got to be.
Great guitarist,
great
guitarist. But anyway, what did you guys think of I'd Love to Change the World by 10 Years After? Leave us your comments. What do you know? Did you guys ever see 10 Years After? I never got to see him in concert, unfortunately.
Oh, he went to CELO.
Oh, yeah. The other night, I went to Phoenix to see the Out of the Blue, Over and Out tour. It was the last show they're going to be doing in the U.S. Actually, I was supposed to go last week, but I think Jeff Lynne got COVID and they had to postpone it for another week. So we drove all the way to Phoenix and then drove all the way back, and I went back up
100
again.
miles each way.
But it's worth it. What a show. It was brilliant and wonderful. First time I got to see the great Jeff Lynne. But ELO was awesome. It was great. But that's another band.
I know, but talk about seeing concerts. There you go. And he's going to see Joe
Bonamassa tomorrow night. So looking forward to that. Got some great concerts coming up. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed our tribute to the great 10 Years After and the master guitarist Alvin Lee. May he rest in peace. So, thank you, Alvin, for everything.
How old was he when he died?
I don't know.
I would guess around
2013. 60? He's probably about 70, something, 68,
in
70.
2003?
Let's see. I don't know when he was born.
I'd be 21 years
I'd have to look to see.
I'm going to say he was about 60.
Alvin Lee.
Young.
At least he could find anything about Alvin Lee.
He's an icon. I mean, the guy's an icon.
There he is. Alvin Lee was born in 1944, so he was 69.
Wow.
69 when he died.
Okay, sorry.
Well, it was a great loss, a tremendous guitarist. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed what you heard. I know Nick thinks the same way. We both
59.
44 to 2013?
Oh, I thought you said it was 03. I'm sorry.
13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think it was 69.
So, he lived longer than I thought.
Something like that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our tribute to 10 Years After. And if you like what you heard and you haven't, please subscribe, like, and share. We'd love to have you part of the tribe.
And we're going to be doing Elvis, so that'll be 10 years after Elvis, okay?
10 years after Elvis, that's where it came from. So everybody asks you, what the hell does that mean? It's 10 years after Elvis, apparently. But anyway, and to all our subscribers, thanks for all you do for us. We really appreciate your support. So we are checking out of here. On behalf of my brother, Nicky, this is Knarfy Boy saying, thanks for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Ciao, guys. We'll see you on Nick and Knarf.
Peace out to all.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.